thought the floor was moving.
What up, Big Daddy?
What's up, brother?
Hey, you know what? Seriously, between me and you, okay, so right over your right shoulder, right on the ground, I seen a rat.
You saw a rat for real?
On the ground. In that room. Right? It was like over in that corner over there.
For real? I grew up around rats.
I just want to let you know.
I actually grew up around rats and roaches, so I'm cool.
Hey, man, how you doing, man? Everything good?
Man, I can't complain, brother. Come a long way.
The expression larger than life can get thrown around quite a bit, especially when talking about the biggest, strongest, and greatest athletes on earth. But in reality, there have been just a few who can actually lay claim to transcending their sport, like Shaquille O'Neal.
Showing why he's the most dominant big fella in the game.
Today I get to spend a little time with a four-time NBA champion, one of the most successful entrepreneur athletes of all time. It's all coming up next on NBA Rewind with Ahmad Rashad. Shaquille O'Neal is one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. But you know what's better than that even? He's one of the finest human beings that I've ever met. And just a pleasure for me to have him on. And we go back so far that, I mean, before he even got into the league, I had to take him out and show him, you know, what was up when we tried to play one-on-one. And I may be the only player, probably in the history of basketball, or anybody who was playing one at his time, that, you know, as far as I've seen, I think I beat you in one-on-one.
Actually, the score was tied.
Roll the tape, please.
Oh, no, it was 2. No, it was tied. It was
Roll
tied.
the tape. Okay, so you've been playing against zones in college, right? I'm gonna show you what it's gonna be like in the NBA. You ready?
Yeah,
huh?
shoot that J-ball. Shoot that
Huh?
J-ball.
Huh? Is that one? Is it make it take it? Is it make it take it? Come on out here, big fella. I like to take a big man. Okay.
Which way you want me to go?
Whichever way is your best way. Give me your best. Let me see your best. You okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah. No, I'm all right.
Don't run, man. Hold on. Is that all you got?
Yeah.
Guess that's the end of that game.
Funniest part of that clip was when you realized I wasn't hurt, you got mad at everybody. Move, move. You're messing up my shot. You're messing up my shot. And then you came and delivered that last line. You all right? But the score was 1-1.
Yeah, but you quit.
1-1.
You quit.
No, I didn't quit. Management didn't
We
want me.
couldn't play because you didn't play no more.
No, because Leonard didn't want me to play. My management didn't want me to play. And Sports Club LA didn't want a lawsuit on their hands. It's like, you know what? Shaq can't play basketball here no more. He's done.
I knew that we were in trouble when I saw your agent faint.
Yeah.
Because you got to realize, this is before the draft. This is before the draft. This is when you were just walking around enjoying yourself before the draft. All of a sudden, he sees you hit your head on the end of that floor.
And you know what else? A lot of people thought that clip was set up. Man, y'all set that up. Man, you set that up for you to break the backboard. I said, no, it wasn't set up. I just went up. And, you know, the crazy thing is that's the place I trained at every morning. So I would do that dunk 40, 60 times a day in the morning. And then when I just went up and did that dunk and it broke, luckily I knew how to land.
I didn't know that that's where you worked out the whole time. But you didn't stop there, because take a look at this next footage. Now, that was just me and you in the gym. Take a look at this one and tell me about these.
Well, this one was in Phoenix, and I went up, and of course when I come down, I'm coming down with 350 plus. But as I went up, the things started coming down. As you can see, when I landed, I wanted to get up out of there because I can remember dunking on your head, me landing on my back. I didn't want to land on my back, but apparently, like, I broke the whole back. And this one right here, this got to be the one in Jersey. Every time I went up against a former SEC player, I had to let him know. So Dwayne Shinsis, University of Florida, rest in peace. I always wanted to show him I was the best big man. And I think the year before, Derek Coleman dunked on me with the left hand, so I always had to come back and put on a show in Jersey because I always take pride in saying 20 years only got dunked on 3 times. Derek Coleman, Michael Jordan, and Tim Perry.
Tim Perry.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Was that a breakaway?
No, baseline.
It must have been a breakaway dunk.
No, baseline.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and I went up lazily, and he threw it down on me.
It's amazing in your great career that those are the things that you remember.
Yeah, I mean, because I always wanted to take pride in not getting dunked on.
Tell me this. So now, how old were you when it dawned on you that you were really not like the other kids athletically? How old were you then?
I can't answer that question because, the only thing I realized that was different was my height. But I think what made me a great athlete is all my friends were little and I wanted to do the things that they did. Climb trees, jump off, from roof to roof, acrobatics, climb the rope, football, basketball, baseball. I think me wanting to be like them made me a little bit more athletic. But I probably didn't understand the power of my size till I got to high school. Because in high school I was playing against guys that were, 4 or 5 inches shorter than me, and then that's when my father said, you know what? I don't care that they're 6'3" and 6'4", you 7'1", play like you 7'1", intimidate them, make them scared, make them quit in the first quarter. So because I was athletic, because I had that powerful prowess, I always try to play with aggression.
The thing is that one thing I've known, and we've known each other for years, a long time, is that you have always been so comfortable in your skin. You're Shaquille O'Neal, and you're very comfortable with who you are. Where'd that come from?
Well, I was a class clown. So, at first I started off as a bully, and I hurt this kid really bad. I didn't want to get into trouble anymore. So instead of making people fear me, I wanted to make people like me. So I've always been a humorous guy. I always liked to laugh. So I became a class clown. Then when it came time to, get into college and join the NBA, I always said to myself, as I'm watching Dr. J and Magic and Bird and Jordan, I always said to myself, I wish I could do a commercial. I wish I could do a commercial. Then in marketing class, my marketing professor said, big guys don't sell. So then I had to go back and say, okay, the guys that are on TV, what makes them so special? First is winning. Always got to win. And then Magic has a nice smile. I'm going to take that. Michael Jordan, he wins. He's dominant. People fear him. They love him. I'm going to take some of that. And Dr. J was so smooth and so classy, especially off the court. He's one of the most elegant people that I've met in my life. So I wanted to take those 3 and add it to my, personality. And I always said to myself, if I ever get the chance to be on TV, I'm going to add those 3 things right there and then do what I do. And hopefully I could, and it's been working for me. I've been on TV since 1992.
And doing a great job, too. Let me just say that much. Now, you had one of the things that you used to really come up with is nicknames. You had so many nicknames. You had the Big Aristotle, the Big Baryshnikov, Big Fella, the Diesel, Shaq Daddy, Shaq Fu, LCL, meaning last center left, Superman, and Wilt Chamberlain. Not to mention, you also had Big Cactus and the Big Shamrock. Now, where did all these names come from?
I mean, it was just, my way of because listen, Shaq is Shaq, but I didn't want people to, get tired of saying it's Shaq, so I always wanted to give him like a little twist. You know how you have cherry Kool-Aid and then you come with the cherry lime and then the cherry grape and then the cherry strawberry? It's always going to be Shaq, but every time I went to a new place, I just wanted to, freshen up the, ingredients a little bit.
Sometimes you get a nickname and it doesn't fit. I think one of the best nicknames I've ever had is one that really fit, and it was the Glove. You remember the Glove?
Gary Payton. Of course I remember Gary Payton.
Well, Gary Payton is joining us right now. Gary, where are you?
Uh-oh.
I'm right
there
here.
He is. There's the Glove.
What's up?
I miss you, brother.
How you doing, big fella?
Gary, Alonzo, Antoine Walker, Jane Posey, and Jason Williams hold a special place in my heart because all of us have had our time in the NBA where we were the one, we were the guy. And then you put us together at a time where everybody kind of forgot about us. The teams that drafted us, they kind of, thank you for what you did, but now we're going to move on. Nobody believed in us. And they helped me win my 4th championship. You know, I always talk about my 4th championship because usually in the finals, Gary, he'd been to the finals with me. I usually put on a great show. I didn't have the best, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round, I was Shaq. But that championship round in Dallas, I wasn't me. And Gary would always jump on me every game, like, come on, Diesel. And then Gary finally came to me one day and said, hey, man, you ain't got it, I ain't got it. It's time to give it to the young fella, D-Wade. And because I had respect for Gary, we listened, and we were able to win 4 games in a row. That's all we needed, 4 games in a row. Because after that terrible 2nd game, Gary came to the room. I don't even know if he took a shower. Hey, man, I ain't going out like this. I was in, L.A. with you, me, you, and Carl, and you promised me, big dog, you get me a ring. We didn't have a fight, but we had that big brother, little brother argument. We said, you need to let D-Wade do his thing. I'm like, nah, I got it. He's like, nah, we ain't got time for that. So we had that conversation, and we turned the thing over to D-Wade, and, we all agreed, because it was me, him, Posey, Anton. We all agreed that, hey, this young fella show. So those names that I named, they hold a special place in my heart, because if it wasn't for them, I definitely wouldn't have 4. So love you, Gary. You know how I feel about you, big dog.
Appreciate you, big fella.
Gary and I have talked about this many, many times, and it was your 4th, but it was Gary's 1st. And Gary actually realized that, as you start to get a little bit older, your chances at winning a championship get smaller and smaller and smaller. So what was it like, Gary, to be in that situation now and have a guy like Shaq on your team to finally close that door and let you get out of here with a championship?
Ahmad, let me tell you, the only reason I went to Miami was because of Shaq. Me and Shaq got a relationship with a big brother, little brother situation. I went to L.A. for him. But as I did, I told Shaq, I said, Shaq, we just ain't got it, man. We older, man. We need to just go ahead and give it to these guys. And we were having fun in Miami. We were doing what we wanted to do in Miami. And all of a sudden, Shaq bit into it. I bit into it. We got a championship. And that's just the way it goes, man. It was one of them things where we had to suck our pride in. And when we suck our pride in, that's what happened. And while I was having fun, I didn't go to Miami just to be, just for nothing. They came to Vegas. When Shaq came to Vegas and met me at the Wynn Hotel with all the execs from Miami, Shaq told me, come on, man, just do it for me one more time. I was done with basketball. And I just said, yo, let's do it. And I'm the older statesman. I was the oldest one on the team. So I had to be that guy to just say it. And I'm the only one who could talk to Shaq at the time. So Shaq bit in. He did what he had to do. He won his 4th championship. And now look, the legacy is on with him. It'll be nobody else but greater like Shaq ever. I don't think it's nobody. It's only be one Shaq. And that's just the way it went. And he listened to me, and we won that 1st championship for Miami, and his 4th and my 1st.
And they got rid of me and Gary in Miami because Gary and I was the only one that really didn't listen to Pat. So Pat would call the play, and Gary would be like, I'm not running that. I'm throwing the ball to Shaq. Pat would be like, we going to do this, he going to do that. Gary come out here, I ain't doing that. Give me the ball. I'm going to throw it to Shaq. Shaq going to get double when he kick it out. Thanks, Gary. Every play, hey, Ahmad, every play, right? Pat be doing the play, and I can see, Gary sitting behind Pat with this face right here. That face right there. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. D-Wade be like, hey, man, run the play. I ain't doing that. I'm throwing the ball to Shaq. He going to get double, and when he kick it out, hit the shot. Forget all that. Forget all that.
Ahmad, it was too much, man. I ain't got time to be. I'm 38 years old, man. I ain't got time to be running no plays, man. I got to run what I got to think that's going to be okay, man. Give it to big fella, man. If he want to kick it to us, man, he kick it to us. We just got to be ready to shoot. Man, I ain't got time to be listening to no plays.
Hey, you know what the thing is that when I look at and listen to both you guys, you are perfect for each other. Absolutely, absolutely perfect.
If you don't know me and Gary's relationship, you think we're enemies. First day I laid eyes on Gary, he started talking smack, I'm talking smack. We became boys. Damn near best friends. So we used to be arguing in Miami, and people thought we was going to get the blows, but then when they see us in the locker room, hey, man, let's go get something to eat. They're kind of wondering, how the hell can y'all talk to each other like that and it don't come to blows? And the same thing I tell people about Shaq and Kobe. It's because the respect was there. Say what you say. I respect you, a great player. I know you're going to respect me from a great player, but just leave it at that. the respect was there. So Gary was allowed to talk to me about that because I've always had respect for him because we used to have some battles to Seattle and the Lakers. So, and I respect him because twice I had to come in front of him and his family and say, hey, man, I promise you we're going to win. Then we made that super team in L.A. We made it to the finals, and then we didn't win. I had to go back again. I'm like, Gary, please. He said, Shaq, I'm out. I was like, Gary, one more time. And I told him, I said, if we don't get it done this time, I'm going to retire with you. So he came down and, like, you know, we got, like you said, that big brother, little brother respect. But when you keep it real with somebody, that's when you get the most out of them. Listen, if I ain't playing well, don't sugarcoat it. Get in my face. And Gary and Alonzo and Twan, Posey, sometimes UD, they were allowed to get in my face because I really, really, you know, respected them.
But what Shaq is talking about is it's just a respect of how we respect each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of relationship me and Shaq got. We can listen to each other. Every time we see each other, we hug each other, do what we have to do. But we listen to each other because we respect each other. And that's just a bond that nobody can ever get.
I wanted to fight Gary one time at the game because he was talking trash. But Mama Peyton gave me this look. Mama Peyton gave me this look. Like, I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Don't you be talking to my boy like that. Yes, ma'am.
You know, GP always been like that. GP's from Oakland. That's where he's from. So, but who's the best trash talker between the two of you? Who talks the best trash?
Gary, because Gary gets personal and he means it. I like to be personal for play. Like Gary will talk about your mama, your grandmama, and won't apologize, and to keep bringing it up. Gary will talk about your woman, your girlfriend, everything. I'm like, man, I ain't messing. And then when you talk to a guy like Gary, you got to keep talking because Gary ain't gonna shut up. Gary, you know, some guys, if you say something grimy, you can get them to stop. Gary just gonna keep it going. So, you know, it's like the whole game, the ref's talking to him, and he'd be like, I don't give a shit. Throw me out. I'm gonna beat your big ass, Shaq. I'm gonna beat your big ass. I'm like, all right, man. You win, Gary. I'll fight your big ass, Shaq. All loud.
Ahmad, but Shaq is funny. He's the jokester. I'm the most serious one, and he right. You know, Shaq, he'll put a prank on, he'll do some crazy stuff, and he'll say something funny. And you would just have to laugh, man. See, it did, because he break me down like that, because me and him would be talking, and next thing you know, he'll say something funny, and I just have to laugh. I'll be like, man, where did you come up with that at? And then it just breaks it down. So it's a different trash talking between me and him. I be more want to be personal. Shaq more want to be funny. And he breaks the ice when he's funny, when he's trash talking.
And then Ahmad, Gary's the only guy in history that can call a play and talk trash at the same time. 25-15, shut your stupid ass up. 25-15, come around the screen, shut the hell up, punk. I'm like, what?
Oh, that sounds just like GP, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the GP would go off and somebody in the stands. You see somebody in the stands and go off on somebody. And Gary told me one time that he said, you know what, I really feel bad about the trash talk that I took so much because, you know, some of the guys wanted to fight me after the game.
Can I tell a story, Gary?
Go ahead, tell it, Shaq. I know it's what you're about to tell.
Yeah, I want to hear it. Tell it.
So we're with the Lakers, and Gary's older, I'm older. So me and Gary running the pick and roll, and Coach Hubie Brown kept going, go under the screen. He ain't going to hit a shot. He's old. He's washed up. Gary turned around, look at the bench. You better shut your ass up, Hubie. So like 5 times in a row, Gary and Hubie going back and forth. In a timeout, Gary told me, after the game, I'm going to whoop his ass. And I'm like, Gary, leave that man alone. So after the game, me and Uncle Jerome, we watching Gary, right? So Gary ain't take no shower. He put his stuff on and ran to the bus. Man, we got down there. Gary had Coach Hubie Brown all hit up. Man, don't you be talking to me like that. We had to pull Gary off Hubie Brown. I was like, come on, man. I was like, come on, Gary.
The things we do, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, Gary, thank you very much, man. We did the showing up, man, because I knew you guys were tight partners the whole time. And it was just a pleasure to have you on. I'm glad you took a little time out. I know you're now the head coach at Lincoln University. You're working, I'm sure you're working tonight or tomorrow, but thank you for showing up. And it's so great to see you and Shaq together because this was a great relationship that you guys have had, and you both got rings out of it.
Yeah, thanks, Ahmad, for when you called me, especially when I knew it was for Shaq. I got a game tonight, about to prepare for it. We play in about an hour, but I'm just, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Shaq is like a brother to me, and for me to come on here and be a part of him is always going to be a pleasure, especially you. We worked together for so long, so we all family, man. It's family with here, and it's always going to be that way. And I'm always going to spend time with you guys.
And Gary, can I say one more thing? UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly.
Hey, man, GP. Surprise, huh, Shaq?
Oh, yeah. That's my guy right there. Love you, Gary.
Love you too, man. Y'all have a good one, all right?
All right, peace.
So now, talking about one of the things I want to talk about, you are considered one of the most dominant players of all time. And we got I want you to take a look at some of these takes and tell me what you think. Take a look at this tape.
So, when Alonzo and I came out, I quickly said to myself, we are the new Wilt Chamberlain versus Bill Russell. So I wanted to show everybody that, yes, I am the first pick, I'm the most dominant, and I had to dominate. I wanted to make a name for myself. I wanted to play a certain way. I wanted to do the same things I did in high school and in college. I wanted to show my versatility, show my power, show my strength. And listen, when I was around the basket in high school, my father didn't like putbacks. If I'm anywhere around the basket, he wanted me to tear it down and throw it down. So, my favorite play right there was the spin lob, because I knew I was going to get doubled and tripled. But, the genre I was going for, I wasn't going for the best player. I wasn't going for this and that. I wanted to be the most dominant ever. And I'm upset at myself that I missed 250 games with averaging 25 points. That's 5,000 points right there. If I wouldn't have missed those games, I would have definitely passed Wilt Chamberlain up. And I would have arrogantly said, I am the most dominant player ever. I do not want to hear anybody's names. But for now, I will allow people to say two of the most dominant players to ever play the game is Wilt and Shaq. But I wanted to pass them up so bad. I already passed Wilt up in championships and all-star appearances and all that. If I would have passed him up in points, I would have arrogantly said, I am the most dominant player ever, and there will never be another. And that's the title that I was really going for. I wasn't going for the best or, the guy with the best fundamentals. I wanted to be dominant. I wanted people to fear me. I wanted all the other 27 teams every summer to have a meeting on how to stop Shaq.
I think you probably did have that as far as I'm concerned. And also you and Wilt Chamberlain in a category that is way outside the box. I mean, that category contains just the two of you, and you can be sure of that. So now, I remember talking to Hakeem Olajuwon. They're getting ready to play you guys in the playoffs. And I said, so how you going to handle Shaq? He said, oh, man, he's so big, man. I'm just going to make him run. I'm going to run him up and down the court real fast, and he's got to get tired. So now I was at the game, doing the game, sitting courtside, and after about, 10 or 15 minutes, he walked by me and he said, he's not getting tired. He goes, he's not getting tired. I don't know what to do next because he is not getting tired. So when you look at your dominance, your agility, your speed, you did things like a big man could never do before that I'd never seen before. And probably everybody playing had never seen anybody with all that agility. But now that you tell me that you played all those sports as a child, I see where sort of that comes from. You were an athlete that happened to pick basketball.
And not only that, no coach knew what I had. So if you got 10 kids, you're making all 10 kids do the same thing. Not like now, the big guys go over here, forwards over here. So when I was in Texas, I had to do football drills like everybody else. When I was in Germany, I had to do, run the mountain just like everybody else. So in order to be closer to my friends and out there competing with my friends, I had to do what they did. And I think that helped me. And then I also had a lot of no-nonsense coaches. Like, my dad was when he was coaching me, he was a short-time yeller, long-time runner. What I mean by that, you talk back, do a couple suicides. You miss a couple shots, do a couple. So I ran all the time. And then, Ahmad, being an African-American child, when that damn light post came on, your ass better be in the house, That table better be set. Your clothes better be on the bed for the next day. So I used to go out after school at 3 from 4. The light post came on at 6:15, so I run. You know, you'd like to try to push it. So at 6 o'clock, I'm sprinting to the crib, and I'm running, and I'm looking at, oh, the light post came on. Like I gotta be in the house, in the kitchen before the light post in the front came on. You know, sometimes my mom and dad be out there waiting, be like, all right, boy, you cutting it short. So I've always been like a, runner. I've always been a runner. You remember that, don't you?
Yes, I do remember that. There wasn't no way around it either.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Shaq, you have take me back. Take a look at you looking at the NBA. Give me your top 5 all-time players. You can put yourself in it too.
Okay. A lot of people don't put this guy in it, but I have to out of respect. Dr. J. Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant. LeBron James. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is 6 you?
No, I'm definitely top 20, definitely top 10. But like, my top has always been in the guard area. Now, if you want me to do it by position, the top point guard would be Magic. 2 guard would be Mike. 3 guard would be Kobe. LeBron, point forward at the 4. And then at the center, it'll probably be either Kareem or Bill Russell. And keep in mind, this list is very objective. I don't want people to think I'm offending them, but those are my top 5.
I cannot get over watching you play and realizing all the fun that you had. I mean, you all the joy. You played with such a joy that, and I've always been, somebody told me way back in my life about sports and everything, and it was that one of the key things that you have to do is be happy in your work. Be happy in your work, where you enjoy going to practice, you enjoy going to games, and you had all of that. As a matter of fact, take a look at this piece of tape we have from some All-Star Weekend from back in the day and some other things, and tell me what's going on here, all right? Roll that.
Well, this is my dance contest versus LeBron. You see I took the headband on and, pulled it a little bit. So I knew the kids were there. I knew everybody was there. Just wanted to have fun. I can remember one time going to a game with my father, and he had to borrow some money, and it wasn't a good game, and he was very upset. And he said, son, if you ever make it to this level, you got all these people in the stand paying to watch you play, make sure you put on a good show. So I always wanted to just put on a good show for the people. So this is the All-Star Weekend right here. Everybody's there, laughing, having a good time. I always wanted to put on a show for the people.
You should have been on Dancing with the Stars.
I would have, but they didn't call me until like the 7th season. I'm not going to be the 7th season. You should have called me the 1st season.
Hey, so you're in your new role now and shining in your new role and TNT package. Here's what I'd like to see. Explain this to me, because this is one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. Roll this piece of tape.
Chuck got that big old pineapple head. I was hungry that day, and his head was looking like a cold pineapple. Chuck always talking about how he played sports. I wanted to lay him down right there. Lawrence Taylor, you see that? Lawrence Taylor, New York Giants right there. No first down. No first down. We going to the Super Bowl. And then, this right here, I was messing around, and one of the guys pushed the tree on me. But, Ernie is the mastermind behind the show. And, he says, if we're going to keep you up after midnight, definitely want to entertain people and have a great time.
That is exactly what you guys do. This here one, it really cracked me up. Diving into the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah, you got to have fun.
Shaq, of all the things that you've accomplished, the on-court achievements, the music, the movies, the doctorate, is there one thing that fills you with the most pride? Or is it a conglomerate of all of it?
It's just a conglomerate of all of it. I was a medium-level juvenile delinquent, and Sergeant Philip Harrison always told me, the day you learn how to become a leader is the day all your dreams will come true. And every dream that I've ever had has come true. Even now when I create new dreams for myself, because I'm so focused on what I've been doing and I'm a creature of habit, all my dreams come true. And That's why I have a great love for my mother and father. Wish my father was here. He passed away about 10 years ago. I wish I could have told him thank you more times than I did. But, you know, like I said, all my dreams have come true. Like for example, you don't know this. I used to watch your show all the time, and then when I got the call that I was going to be on your show, I was like, for real? Like, I mean, like, you know, sitting there as a kid, I would always say, I want Ahmad Rashad to interview me. And then, you know, I got the call from Leonard. He said, hey, Ahmad wants to interview me. I'm like, me? For real? So it's like a dream I had, and it came true.
Oh, man, that is so fun. Look, this is one of my most prized possessions. Do you remember giving this to me and signing it for me? Can you see this?
You still got that?
It hangs in my house, brother.
Oh,
it hangs in my house.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do remember that.
It's been wonderful. I mean, Shaq, we go back such a long time. I feel so fortunate to have been a part of your just coming into the league and remembering how you were when you just came out of school, getting ready to get drafted. And it just warms my heart, man. I do remember, though, when I said the game, I had to win the game because you quit.
Nope,
there's no other player in the league that can ever say that.
1-1, brother.
That's right. Well, no, we can win. I'll take 1-1, which is a huge thing for me. And it's and the things that you've done. You've been such a wonderful role model. You've helped so many people on your way up. You haven't like gone past people. You've always reached back and pulled people forward. I watch it all the time, and I see these wonderful things about you, and I'm very, very proud of you. This is just from me to you, because we've known each other for so long. I'm so proud of you, more than a basketball player, but a wonderful human being.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you for showing up, man. I hope we had a great time, and it's always good to look back and laugh, and it's always great every time I see you, man.
And, you know, I've been in the league 20 years, so whenever you want to do a part 2, 3, and 4, let me know. This was fun.
My brother. All right, peace, man. Thank you.
All right, peace. Thank you.
That's a wrap.
Hold on. You got the camera on? You got the camera?
You want to turn it off?
No, turn it on.
It's on.
Hi, this is Shaquille O'Neal. I approve all this footage. I'm not signing nothing, so don't bring nothing to my office. I approve all this footage. Thank you. I don't have to check with nobody. I am the boss. I approve all this footage. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not signing no papers, so don't even bring them. We good. Show it all.
My brother. Hey, wait, can I do that too? I agree with all the stuff too. I agree with everything that you do. I ain't signing no papers. Shaq ain't signing. I ain't signing no papers either. This is all good, and we just heard, you heard him say it. You heard me say it. So y'all get on with it. That's a wrap. That's a better wrap, ain't it?
Yeah.